What's good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to the channel with your truly, of course, Machiavelli. Hope you all are having a great day today. And today we're back with another Sims 4 speed build. In today's speed build, we are making... I have no clue because you guessed it. It's a pre-record. You got it. Today I'm going to be continuing with the Life of the Pearsons talk. Again, we're actually getting close to the end. Probably have like 10 to 15 more of these to go. And then we will be done, I think, again. There's still a lot more to go because, again, now that I am really into my drama mode, I went really in depth with these stories, so prepare yourselves. Yeah, so anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this build. Thank you all for watching. If it's a house, of course, check the gallery for it. Because again, I'm still filming this on Saturday, so hopefully I pre-recorded enough, so it's on the gallery. All my gallery, I do a gallery dump every Saturday and Sunday. That's the time I have off. That's time I actually come on the computer and actually play The Sims. So that's when I dump everything. So prepare yourself for that. I hope y'all enjoy. And yeah, let's get straight into this. So in the last part, we finally got onto the generation we are currently on right now. We are talking about Viviana. We talked about how she was, you know, kind of like not people pleaser, but she always was a person that she always want eyes on her. She always wants to be the center of attention. She always want people to look up to her. She always wants to be quote unquote the it girl, but she always was fighting with her sister for it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But at the point right now, we're talking about how she made a girl gang where Rebecca, her, and two other girls that I can't remember. I think one's name was Casey, if I can't remember. I can't remember their name, but it was, yeah, and two other girls. Oh my god, how did I forget about the queen herself? It was, nope, never mind. She was a part of the girl gang. That was her sister's girl gang. I can't remember who the two. I know it was Casey. It was her, some of the river. Anyways, it was a four of them. She just brought Rebecca in, took Rebecca under her wing. Rebecca was new to the school, same age, but she was new to the school, so she wanted to show her around, this and that, all good. So anyways, in her grade, there was this guy named, I can't remember his name, but we call him E. The Mr. Famous E. The one himself, Mr. E. If you watch the LP, you know how infamous, like how, you know, E something else. But anyways, we're gonna call him E. I can never really pronounce his name, so I just called him E. Anyways, so going up, she has always had this crush on E. E has never really paid her any attention for, I don't know why. But yeah, she was like the famous guy in school. He did basketball, he did football. He was like the most popular guy in school. So of course, people kind of thought they would end up together, and so that's what she wanted. But E never really paid her any attention. And then when he started paying her any attention, and then once he started paying her attention, she was over the moon. She was like, I'm gonna get with him. She was all happy, even though it was a little bit of attention, but it wasn't really anything that big. And this is where Valen comes into the mix. So at this point, Valen becomes a teenager and she starts grade 9 at pretty much the same high school Vivi starts it. Growing up, Valen was the meaning of center of attention without being the center of attention. Like, Valen never wanted to be the center of attention. She just always was. She was always outspoken. She was, I won't say she was loud, but she was just very outspoken. Like, if she had an opinion, she'll say it. Like, if you piss her off, she'll come at you. Like, she plays no games. She was always that person, like, defending people. If someone got bullied in front of her, even if that bully came after her, she didn't care. She would stick up for them. She was always that quote-unquote model citizen. And so growing up, everyone kind of, you know, wanted to be friends with her. You know, she was that cool girl. She was cool without trying to be cool, if that makes any sense. And then she was always she actually was big into robotics at the time. She always loved robots. She loved cell phones, like building stuff. And so her dad was like, wow, I have a genius on my hands. So her dad paid a lot of attention to her. You know, so her and her dad were actually really close growing up. And that kind of put a stain on Vivi's relationship with her dad, because then she kind of came number 2 and Vivi hated that. So that's why Vivi wanted to study law, you know, to get closer with her dad again. And so, but no, like I said, no matter what, like, and then also with that, she was like a star student. Like, she got straight A's. She was like preppy without being preppy. Like, she was just, again, I'd even make her up. It's just how she like came about it. She had friends. It worked out great for her. And so literally the day she turned a teenager, literally the day of her birthday, she got a text from E Like, honestly, I'm just saying this one text changed the whole LP, the whole thing. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. If this one text did not come in, I don't think the show would have ended up the way it did. I really don't think so, because she had a lot of friends, but the fact that E messaged her the day she aged up, like literally the day she turned from a child to a teen, about I think after a birthday party, E messaged her. And I'm like, this girl's gotta be popular, you know? She's gotta be in it because the fact that like Viviana will always be like been talking to E, but he has never truly like texted her saying what's good or whatever. But the moment this girl ages up, he messages her, I was like, that's something else. So yeah, it was anyways. Continuing, it was very shocking to me. It really was. Because I think he messaged saying, oh, something about you look good or something about you like looking pretty, something like that. And so he just texts her a compliment. I'm like, okay, interesting. So moving on from that, at this point, even though Viviana kind of had like a little bit of like not rage, what's the word, jealousy towards Viviana, not towards Valen, because of how easy it was her to be like the center of attention, they were still best friends. Like they did everything together, they were so close, like they knew everything about each other. They were like the true quote unquote sisters at that point. And so so Viviana pretty much confided in Valen about her crush about E, you know? It's kind of funny because at that point, I think Valen was actually kind of jealous of, you know, Vivi because of how popular she was in school and how she was the captain of the cheerleading squad and how everyone looked up to her. She's kind of like, I kind of want to be you, you know? I want to, you know, it was weird because, again, they kind of had jealousy with each other, but they didn't know either or was jealous with each other, but they had jealousy for each other. And so when she got a text from E and knowing that her sister liked E, she kind of felt like she had like one upped her sister, you know, like the boy that you liked likes me. And so one day, when Valen, when Val, I think and Fallon and Vivian had a had a backyard party. They invited E over. They invited everybody over. Valen literally snuck away with E, had won her first kiss, and then slept with him in their bathroom, in their shared bathroom. Literally slept with him behind her sister's back, and again that that happened, and so that happened. No one caught them, but of course, I don't even know what happened after that. I've actually did she ever find out, y'all? I don't remember. I think she did. Yeah, she totally did. But anyways, moving on. So that happened. She ended up sleeping with E, at the backyard party. At that time, she actually had her own friend group, which was the famous one, which was her, a girl named her name was Angelica, but I call her Angel. She's actually Rebecca's younger sister. Her and then another girl named, she was an Asian sim. What was her name? Tracy? No, Tracy was somebody else. I can't remember her name at the moment. We're gonna call her Chloe, but yeah, a girl named Chloe. It was the three of them. Again, I don't know what it is, but groups of threes are my way of the go. So it was pretty much three amigos. So at this point, the popularity kind of shifted. Like I said before, it's so easy for Valen to become popular, even when she doesn't try. People just end up looking up to her. So, before Valen entered school, of course, Vivi was the popular kid. But then when Valen came in, and you know, people started looking up to her. People started saying, "Who's that girl? Who's that girl?" Literally, the shine shifted from Vivi to Valen, which made Vivi really pissed off, and Valen kind of like, okay, I'll go with it. It's like Valen literally in grade 9 became the it girl. Like everyone looked up to her. She was invited to every single party. Like she was that person. And so E's attention started shifting from like E's attention was never really on Viviana to even begin with. So when Eve's attention started shifting to Valen, you know, Viviana got pissed off. Like what's going on here? I like the guy. And so I think it came out one day that about the whole situation where Viviana no, where Valen and E like slept with each other, and so Viviana got pissed off, and I'm pretty sure they actually fought in her room. Like she confronted her about it, and she was being truthful about it, and they fought about it, and then they kind of made up. Like they said, you know what, he's not ish. He's a nobody. Like we both deserve better than him. So they both kind of made a pact. They made a pact that they were just gonna like let E go, and they were gonna be sisters, and sisters stay together and forget the guy. But of course, like I said, when I say Vivi, like remember I told you back in the other generation where Flora was obsessed with a guy named Casey. This will never compare. Like when I say Vivi, when I say Viviana was obsessed with E, she was obsessed with him, even no matter how bad this man treated her, like garbage. She was that obsessed with him. It was insane. So anyways, what happened was after they made that pact, she kind of left E go for like not even one day, probably like a few hours. She kind of let E slip, like, you know what, fine, forget him, we'll have that pact. But then E, I guess after that pact, E tried to text Valen, but Valen's like, no, me and my sister are done with you, I want nothing to do with you, this and that. E did not like that. E was like, you think you can just brush me off? So he went away and started worming himself back to Valen and to Vivi, because if I can't have one sister, I'll have the other one, type of thing, thinking that it'll kind of piss Valen off if you got with the sister. So he started messing with his sister, like, on the DLs, even though she tried to, like, bring it to light that they were quote unquote dating, especially around. He would never be like, no, don't tell anybody, I want this to be on the DL, it's funner this way. He would just manipulate her to think that not telling anybody about the relationship or fake relationship would be better. So that's what happened. They kind of were on the DL for how long now? And honestly, Valen just didn't care about him no more. She literally quit him. And at that point, she became like, she just went out with anybody. If anybody wanted to go out with her, she would be cool with it. She'd go on a date. She was that fun girl. She did whatever. Everything was cool like that. Until she started getting into situations and the bullying begins. Anyways, I'm gonna end off this commentary here, and the next one we'll get into that. Hope y'all are enjoying this as much as I am. Thank y'all so much for watching, and of course I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out. This is Peace. Bye later. I love y'all. Peace.